if it's comfortable for you, maybe closing your eyes and arriving in this virtual space and sensing yourself sitting in your chair, getting comfortable, settling in, feeling the weight of your body in your chair, feeling yourself grounded with your feet on the floor. And then taking 1 or 2 deeper than normal breaths. Extending your exhale, making it a little bit longer than usual. Breathing in deeply, slowly exhaling. And then for the next minute or so, just following the natural rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in, as you breathe out. Thank you. So, as I was working on what I wanted to say today, excuse me, a phrase from Mary Oliver's poem Wild Geese came to mind. The phrase, "Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine." Despair was one of the many feelings that occurred to me as I watched the events that took place in Washington last Wednesday. Despair, along with anger, along with heartache and sadness. It was painful and surprising to me because how deeply these events touched my feelings for this country. I suppose, being the age that I am, I grew up with a different sense of who we are as a people than those who are a generation or two behind me. And I'm not contending that it was a truer or more honest version than what has been exposed, especially in 2020. Just more naive and rose-colored, and one that is impossible to sustain anymore. And yet, meanwhile, the world goes on, which is the line that follows, "Tell me about despair." We've had a spectacularly bad year. Wednesday was a dramatic finale. And where and how we now direct our attention and our efforts is the question. In March of this year, 2021, Philip and I will celebrate our 10th anniversary of teaching mindfulness together. Some of you have been here ever since the very beginning. Thank you. During this time, we've not only led these practice groups, but day-long retreats and workshops and programs at various agencies. And we began these offerings with a clear intention then. And we have recommitted to that same intention many times. The intention, may these teachings be about living a more easeful life. In deciding what to talk about each time, we've prioritized the relevance of mindfulness to the realities of the everyday human experience. And we have hoped that the practices would offer a means to relieve some of the inevitable stresses that go along with being human. And in that sense, we've been mostly pragmatic, sticking close to the issues that come up as you and I go about daily living, and how mindfulness can make a difference in how we meet those issues. Our original intention for today, before last Wednesday, was to start this new year on a slightly different note than that pragmatic one. And even though the recent events may make our choice seem ingenuous today, we decided to go ahead with it anyway, because it reflects our beliefs about the possibilities inherent in each of us. It reflects a belief that counters those deflating images from last Wednesday. And it's a belief that's fundamental within mindfulness and meditation practices. It brings a broader note to remind us that being mindful and practicing meditation to cultivate awareness not only helps us navigate life events more skillfully, but also can awaken us to the possibility of our higher self, to an expanded consciousness that takes us beyond our egoic concerns, beyond I and me and mine. This poem by Ganga White is titled What If? And it introduces this territory and asks something of our imagination. What if? What if our religion was each other? If our practice was our life? If prayer our words? What if the temple was the earth? If forests were our church? If holy water, the rivers, lakes, and ocean? What if meditation was our relationships? If the teacher was life? If wisdom was self-knowledge? If love was the center of our being?
So we'll go directly into our more usual introductory guided meditation right now. In whatever way you typically settle in, allowing that to come into presence in the moment. And continuing to soften as we rest with the words of the poem. Becoming aware of the natural cycle of our breathing. And resting with and allowing our breathing. really bringing our attention, our awareness to this simple experience of the in-breath and the out-breath. Now expanding our awareness from just our breathing and sensing the presence of each other, of all of these different faces and images on the screen. All of us who have chosen to be here together this morning in this practice, sensing their presence. Bringing to mind a face or two you know, perhaps one you noticed for the first time today. Appreciating any sense of belonging that's arising within you. Feeling whatever sense of community, of connecting is present for you. Reflecting on a moment in a relationship where that moment, that relationship has been a resource for you, has made some kind of a positive difference for you. Relationship is resource. Noticing whatever feelings are evoked. And resting in those feelings. Allowing them to flow through us. Recalling time spent in nature, the forests, oceans, rivers, lakes. Recalling the quality of connecting, belonging, when out in nature. Whichever aspect of nature most speaks to you. noticing how connecting with the natural world can be a resource for you. Perhaps offering groundedness or centeredness. Or feeling part of that which is much more than your small self. The resource quality of feeling connected. Or tuning into the sensations in your body. Doing a gentle body scan to allow your attention to scroll down from the top of your head slowly all the way to your feet. And noticing whatever sensations are present in each different part of your body. Noticing without judgment. Noticing whatever attitude is accompanying this experience. And being okay with that attitude. Whether it's connecting with each other, with nature, or the sensations in our own bodies. Noticing how these connections can extend us beyond our regular self, beyond our small everyday busyness and transactions. Can give us a sense of space. Can open us to the more than. Even if a feeling of space or more than lasts for just a second or two, that's an opening. That's a shift. Allowing ourselves to open to the more than.